Good morning, happy fishes. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Lovely day out there. Got the live Deerfield cam up, as most of you already know. I want to show you something real interesting here, though. I just noticed. Look down here. This is all bait fish, and they're about 3 inches long, usually 4 inches at the most, but anywhere 2 to 4 inches long. But down here, I don't think I've ever seen this before. There is a pile of there they are right there, a pile of snook, and there was like a half a dozen of them just like sitting there real close. Fun fish to catch. These things get up to 40 pounds, I believe, or 45 pounds. Not sure what the state record is, but for you fishing folks out there, I thought you might enjoy this. And for you folks that just like looking at fish as well, like I do. I like both. I like fishing and looking at fish. Well, let's take a look and see what's happening in today's markets. First, a little quick reminder, something that we all need to be reminded of on a daily basis because it's in our face all the time, and that is truth does not mind being questioned. A lie does not like to be challenged. If you always when people get asked questions, even if it's a stupid question, and someone gets really antsy about it or gets nasty or doesn't want to answer it or wants to censor it, there's big questions there because I don't think there's truth behind it. Why? Because the truth does not mind being questioned. A lie doesn't like to be challenged. So when you see someone getting asked a question and they get nasty about it or scoot around the issues or don't give you, that's probably a lie. This is one of the best little sayings. I have it on my desktop here. I look at it all the time. And don't ever forget this. Well, there's my lesson for the day. So let's move into spot prices. It was up a little bit. I just refreshed it. It went back down to 18.15. Looks like it's going to pop between 18.15 and 18.20 today. Let's do the coin real quick. I'm not going to do the spinny thing on the desk today, but I'm not saying I'm not going to do it in the future. But here, oh boy, I even dropped that one on the floor. Coin says a bear. I'm going to leave it on the floor today. It looks like a bear, but doesn't appear to be a bear today. It looks like we're going to be in an 18.15 to, or let's say 18.10 to 18.20 range, as you can see, and silver 23.78 to 24.17, sitting around 24, and platinum holding on to that $1,000 level. Now, oddly enough, platinum's down a couple bucks, but I don't think this is signaling that gold and silver are going to go down either. It's probably just playing catch up a little bit. And really not too much to talk about. I still think it's a great buying opportunity at these prices. Even 1900 I think is a great buying. I think $2,000 gold is a great buying opportunity. This you can only say 1800 is a greater buying opportunity. But again, I believe anything sub $2,000 gold. So don't be in a hurry to get your gold. I mean, I don't think you got to be in a hurry to get 1800, 1900. I believe, in my opinion, you'll make just as much money if you're buying it at 2,000. Not just as much money, but almost as much. I think $2,000 gold is cheap. I think $30 and $40 silver is cheap. I think $1,200, $1,300 platinum is cheap. So why these metals are still at these cheap levels before they hit the launch pad, and they're kind of sitting on the launch pad. I shouldn't even say that. Before we get to takeoff, I would suggest that you be stacking at these levels. Anything sub 2,000, anything sub, gosh, I'm going to just say $35 silver spot, and anything sub 1,200, 1,300 I think is a bargain. Again, just my opinion, not a financial advisor, and of course I have to say that because it's true. However, I do know my business better than financial advisors. I know the gold and silver business better than financial advisors. However, that I am not. I didn't go to school to become a financial advisor. I am a professional precious metal dealer and a rare coin dealer. Well, let's move along to today's news. There's not too much in ZH. I was kind of looking around just seeing if I could find some articles on precious metals, some opinions. I do got a few things that we can read here real quick. Nothing too much in ZH again. I don't know what you can defend about that. Let's just kind of go down let's go down the list here and see if there's anything that really is going to affect our markets this week. I don't think any of this stuff is per se, even though I'm sure everything has an effect on everything. This is what we got to look for this week. The job market recovery is dented. ADP private payrolls miss huge, only 374,000 jobs added. It looks like the ADP payroll missed pretty big, obviously. I don't think they expected it to be that bad. And of course, they're going to blame it on the D variant of CV19. I don't know if that's necessarily true. You know, what really killed the job market is not the CV19. It was the boneheaded, stupid decisions by politicians and officials and the media that backs them up. That's what killed business. That's what killed the economy. Well, bankers too as well. Well, bankers are kind of just milking this death knell that we're looking at with the U.S. dollar. They're milking it to the very end. They're going to keep that. They're going to keep the dollar on life support as long as they can. But that's what they have to do. As far as politicians go, the closures and the mandates and shutting down businesses across the globe, stupidest effing thing they ever did. You know, that's who to blame, not the CV19, not the D variant. You know who to blame? You blame your politicians, you blame the officials, and you blame the media. That's who to blame. That's who's to blame for this horrible economy that we're going to see coming up, and the horrible economy we've kind of been into. And of course they're your friend because they're going to send you checks. They're going to send you a PPP check or whatever the hell it's called. So they're going to friend up to you and try to be your buddy. But the fact is, they killed this economy, not the CV19. That's a fact. The job market recovery is kind of, as I said, the job market recovery is bullshit. It's a dead cat bounce. You know, we went in 2020 from, in 2019 we were at 100 miles per hour. Let's just use that as a round. I've used different numbers, as you know, if you listen to me. But just say we're at 100 miles an hour in 2019 as far as the economy goes. And that's probably not even true. It's probably less than that. But in 2020 came, we went down to like 10 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour. It's like being on a major highway and coming across a wreck. You're stuck in traffic. Nothing's going to happen for a little while, and you're going speeds that are like 5 and 10 miles per hour. You're just sitting there. So that's kind of what happened. We went from 100 miles per hour to 10 or 15, and the recovery is a dead cat bounce. The recovery, because we're going to get up to about maybe 30, 40 miles per hour. But are we going to get back to that 100 miles per hour we were at in 2019 prior to the boneheaded politicians and the boneheaded officials and boneheaded media closing everything down and all these ridiculous mandates? No, I don't think we're ever going to get back to that point. And I think that these jerks in D.C. and actually jerks all across the world that run these nations, these politicians, I think that really they are to blame, and they're going to lay the blame off on the CV19. And of course, most idiots are going to believe that. However, if we educate people, we talk to people, and we remind them, listen, it's not that, it's this is what happens. And again, why do you think all the censorship is out there? What do you think the censorship's about? It's not because people are telling lies. It's because truth does not mind being questioned, and a lie doesn't like to be challenged. So this is where all the censorship's coming in from, is right here. The lie does not like to be challenged. And who are you being lied to by? Again, politicians, media, and their officials, or the officials in government. Just my opinion. That article just kind of missed me a little bit, because whenever I see them blaming the CB19 and now the D variant, I know it's not. It's nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the decisions they made because of that. And again, you want to lay the blame on a crashing economy that we're going to have, not if, but when we're going to have it. And that's probably not coming too far. I expected it a long time ago, but never underestimate the Fed. But if you want to place the blame, you can squarely place it on politicians, officials, government officials, and media. They are to blame for the future troubles and troubles we've had entirely. No one else. Boy, let me get off that subject real quick. Futures rise towards fresh record high as PMIs confirm global economy slowing. That's kind of weird. Why would futures rise towards fresh record highs as confirmed global economy? That just doesn't make no sense to me. But we do live in clown world right now. Not going to read that article, but I'm sure it has an effect on us in precious metals. However, the bad news out there is really, I hate to say it, but the bad news is really good news for gold and silver owners. Not good news for your neighbors that don't own gold and silver, and your family and your friends that don't own any of it, have no hedge against the coming problems that we're going to see. Let's take a look at some other things here. that's interesting. Again, not to, I'm going to move on to the next article. Again, not a lot of gold and silver news. I've been putting American Institute for Economic Research on my reading list. By the way, you can read this for free. It is one of the, this particular site is way better than Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and all those other corporate publications combined. They have different opinions on here, so I highly recommend you put this on your reading list. However, there is not a lot of gold and silver chatter on here. You see it occasionally, but a lot of the chatter is about economics, and economics, again, that ties in with precious metals. So, you need to kind of be a little bit savvy on what's going on in the world around you in politics and economics. And I know a lot of people don't want to have anything to do with politics and economics, but you got to kind of know what's going on. You can't trust what you're being told is going on. Of course, the media and the politicians are going to tell you what's going on. However, I suggest you don't listen to them. I suggest you go out and find out yourself by looking at different sources like American Institute for Economic Research. Good article right here. I read this. Again, nothing to do with precious metals. And for what it's worth, folks, I'm thinking about spinning this show off a little bit, starting another YouTube video maybe that might delve more into politics. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's already tough enough to do one of these a day. So, but good article here. Highly recommend you read it. It's free to read on the American Institute for Economic Research. And again, I'll keep showing this web page on a daily basis. I'll point out some articles I think might be relevant to us. Unfortunately, not today. Let's take a look at another site that I've been reading more, and I just subscribed to, is Seeking Alpha. Again, this is all precious metal, amongst stocks and bonds and other things, but this is a page of different articles written by different people. I saw an interesting article here that I want to take a look at. A short history of triple bottoms in gold. This is done by author of The Endgame Investor, Astrolib. Young fella, it looks like, but he seems to kind of have a handle on things. He's a chartist, too. A lot of these guys look at charts, and they kind of live and die by the charts. But no less, he did point out something pretty cool, is that we possibly just seen a triple bottom in gold. And if we did, why aren't gold stocks confirming this? He used the term gold bugs, but I don't think it's a derogatory sense. Usually when you see gold bugs used, it's in a derogatory sense, but I think he's using it in a loving sense here. What gives since gold bottom at 1675? Again, I don't know what to make of triple bottoms, and I kind of think that sometimes these chart guys may read too much into it. However, I guess there's relevance. I mean, charts kind of show you where you've been. It's not a roadmap to tell you where you need to go. It's not a map that tells you how to get there. It's almost like a map that's written to where you've been, not where you're going. So, sometimes you can tell where you're going by where you've been. And boy, I'm really doing some wordplay here. But no less, I'm not a big fan of charts, but kind of interesting for you folks that are, that he did bring up the 2017 to 18 triple bottom. Now these, I really, if I went back and looked and I thought about it, I would say, oh, okay, it did. It was a triple bottom. However, I don't place a lot of emphasis on, again, like bottoms and triple bottoms and charts per se. And I guess there was another one in 2005, triple bottom, 1990s, and 2012. But he did point out something that I think he was pretty savvy on picking up, was the fact that these triple bottoms have pretty much indicated that we're moving back into a bull market that's just going to, we're in a takeoff stage of a bull market. So more or less, that's what this article kind of states, the 1979 gold triple bottom. I guess after the triple bottom in 1979, we had got to our all-time low. So I guess I really don't understand what that triple bottom means. No less, interesting article, and I'll read into it a little bit more. This is on Seeking Alpha. I'm not sure. I just paid to get a subscription, and I think I'm on the subscription site here. And a good article by Short History of Triple Bottoms in Gold by Astrolib. Let's take a look here and see what else is going on. Really quick show today, folks. Gtaorg. I thought this was funny as hell, actually. Take a look at this. Around 11 billion in gold was smuggled into India last year, stashed inside wigs, jeans, and shoes. Now, that doesn't surprise me. What surprises me, though, is why would you discourage people from bringing gold into their country? If you're in India and you're going outside the country and you want to bring gold into your country, it just makes your country that much wealthier and you that much wealthier. But I tell you what the problem is they want their frickin' piece of it. They want their taxes out of it. They want to make sure they know you own it, and they want to make sure they get a piece of it. They don't want you bringing anything in outside the country. Of course, they don't mind their crony capitalist buddies doing it. Again, remember I said not free market capitalists, crony capitalists, which are they're as bad as socialists, in my opinion, and communists. Crony capitalists are. Oh boy, I'm going off again. But no less, they want their piece of the pie. That's why it's illegal. $11 billion of gold was smuggled into India. Big deal. You know, you would think that India would want as much gold in their country as possible. But again, the issue they have, like most all governments, including our own, is they want their piece of it, the greedy mothers. Here, I like this little part here. A man arriving at Kannur International Airport in Kerala in southern India caught the attention of custom officials right away. A quick search of his clothes revealed why. In between, these guys are getting creative. This is pretty cool. In between the two stitched together pairs of jeans, he was wearing a thin layer of gold dust that had been made into a paste and applied like paint to the cloth. In all, the man was carrying some 302 grams of gold in his pants, worth about $20,000. That is pretty cool. I wonder if the agent, the agent at the airport said, "Sir, is that gold in your pants? Or are you happy to see me?" Okay, I thought I was making a joke here. But God, how creative is that? Two pairs of jeans stitched together, a thin layer of gold dust made into paste and applied like a paint to the cloth. That's just insane. I'm wondering how they were going to get it off there. I guess they're going to use some kind of solvent or something like that. But how creative these people are. It's amazing. And let's take a look in, for custom officials in the country that has emerged as one of the biggest gold smuggling centers in the world, this was a pretty normal day. In 2020, Indian officials say they seized $185 million worth of gold being smuggled into the country. Well, take a look at that, folks. Not only, see, if they can't tax it, they'll steal it from you. And that's exactly what the Indian officials and the government of India has done. People are bringing gold in their country, they confiscate it. Hey, maybe that's better than taxing it, perhaps. Maybe they're making a great living confiscating gold. That's why they do it. I don't know. But remember, it's all about them. When it comes to government officials and politicians in India, United States, all over the world, I don't care where, China, Russia, you name it, they're all about themselves, folks. They're all about getting as much dollars in for themselves. They're not about you. If they were, they'd let you bring in as much gold as you possibly wanted, and would leave you alone. But that's a drop in the bucket, says Indian people, the Indian officials, and greedy mothers. Experts estimate that around 1/5 of 1,000 tons of gold that entered India last year arrived illegally. That's equivalent to about $11 billion. The reason is simple. India is one of the largest consumers of gold in the world, but isn't even in the top 50 in terms of production. High tariffs on gold imports have resulted in a booming smuggling industry. Again, a country, a third world country, well, I don't know if it's a third world country still, but they look like it sometimes. But India is, why would you take a poor country and then tell your citizens, hey, listen, we're going to take your gold if you try to bring it in illegally, and if you bring it in illegally, we're going to tax you heavily for it. The rationale makes no sense to me. The rationale, if I was king of the world, I would allow people to bring in as much wealth into their country as they could without taxing them, penalizing them, or confiscating it from them. Again, I don't have much faith in governments anymore, folks. I do governments, but not the people that we got running them now. Okay, we just need better people. That's really what it all comes down to. Let's take a look at any other articles on Gtaorg. We read this yesterday, and again, 30% of Brazil's gold exports are illegal. That kind of ties in what I was talking about here. Brazil, talks about the rainforest, and they get all the media people to do that emotional appeal. Oh, the poor Indians, the poor rainforest. It has nothing to do with rainforest and Indians. It has everything to do with Brazil wants their frickin' piece of the pie, and they confiscate gold as well. So governments love to make up excuses why they're greedy and why they like to steal your shit, but don't believe it, folks. Oh, boy. That's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at yesterday's video, gold and silver price report. Parabolic gold. Marcelo thought that name up, and I'm quite not sure where he got parabolic gold, but I must have said it somewhere in my videos because he usually likes to use something I said. And sometimes I write the titles myself most of the time. But yesterday's title, I got to give that to Marcelo. And if anybody knows what I said that said parabolic, let me know. Oh boy, look at the water clarity yesterday too. That's pretty cool. First off, I'd like to say one of my viewers, Mark Pedri, I know you were not ill. You said you were out for a month with a stroke and stuff. I feel for you, brother. I hope you're feeling a lot better, sir. And I really appreciate you watching these videos and the comments that you make. Again, feel better, sir, soon, and keep asking questions. Happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, Mark. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at some comments on yesterday's video, since it is going to be a short one today. Let's see, where do we go here? Tree climber, beautiful day there. Nice to hear in Michigan. And G, nice to hear from you, sir. Are you still over in where? Gosh, Dubai. I think you were in Dubai. You still over there, sir? Joey from Seattle says the world needs less plastic and more reality. Agree with you 100%. The world needs more truth. That's today's show, I guess. Thanks for watching again. Rob Clay says Paulson had only one good trade in a decade. Blink, blink. I don't know if Paulson only had one good trade. That's not really necessarily correct, Mr. Clay. I think Paulson had a lot of good trades. I mean, he was able to make one of the largest plays in his history. I think he made $20 million on that, shorting the housing market back in 2008 or something like that. And he made, again, $20 million. But, you know, he had obviously made a ton of money prior to that. So Paulson, you know, it sounds like he knows what he's doing to some degree. And again, I agree with you 100%, Rob Clay. Always trust your gut. It's usually right. Thanks for watching, D-Man. I appreciate it, and I look forward to doing these shows most days. And why do I look forward to doing these shows? Because I know you guys actually out there are watching, so that's helpful. Love Britannias myself, by the way, for my local peeps. And again, you know I only sell local. We don't sell online. For you folks outside my area that are listening, find yourself a good local dealer. But I have a special on Britannias right now. I'm selling them for the same exact price while I can get them. I have a good source on them. I'm selling them for the same price as generic 1-ounce rounds. I mean, literally, that's a deal, folks. And I've got a limited amount, so if you live in my area and you want to get a great deal on some 1-ounce rounds, come by and see me. I can sell you Britannias for the same price. And thanks for watching, Mr. Awesome. I appreciate that. And Donald Robinson says, yeah, Don doesn't like cryptos either. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, I see a place for them in the future, maybe like a money market or a place to sit money, or for contracts and things like Ethereum is supposed to be for. But as money, no. I think Bitcoin is a, what was the term that one guy had used a couple weeks ago? A speculative token. And I think that's a great definition of Bitcoin, a speculative token. Again, I'm a capitalist. I'm all for that kind of stuff. If people want to play in that market and the market is not ripping anybody off, hey, you know, you're a big boy. Go spend your money wherever you want. Again, that's what free capitalism, free market capitalism is all about. Crony capitalism is when you're a government and you make rules for your corporate buddies so they can make more money in the crypto market than the average guy. That's crony capitalism, and kind of probably what you're seeing in there already. Brian says, I looked at the IRS versus Robert Kerr a bit more. I'm afraid the guy is real. Yeah, he was real. I remember this when this actually happened at the time. This gentleman paid his employees with gold eagles and stuff, and he went to prison for 10 or 15 years, man. And he was following the Constitution. He was following the law. That's the scary part. The judge ruled, a federal judge ruled in favor of IRS regulations over the Constitution, folks. That should scare the living shit out of you. Guy's doing prison time, 15 years, and he followed the Constitution, but he did not follow IRS regulations. So what does that tell you? Not very good state of things in this country right now. Folks, we need to take back this country, get back to a constitution that we actually follow. Again, my opinion. Thanks for watching, Brian. I appreciate that. Give me a second. Mr. Kerr would stand by with cash and to buy the gold coins from his crew. If they took the coin over in cash, he deducted $12.50 at that time from their pay. Kind of a douche. I don't know where you're coming with that, but if he took the coin over, and if they took the coin over the cash, he deducted $12.50. spot price of gold at that time from their pay. I don't know. That's not really weird. I think that he was paying them in gold, and again, it was beneficial for them because they paid less taxes. I don't see how that's douchey. Explain that more, Brian. I appreciate it, and thanks for watching, brother. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your questions in the comments. Nuki says, when parabolic trash frowns, gold smiles. All right, starting to come to me, the word parabolic. Thanks for watching, Nuki, and Wilford and Robert. Oh, Robert doesn't like the coin noise. Sorry, Robert, I can't promise you I'm not going to keep spinning in the future, but I need to change things up a little bit. I was getting bored with the format that I had every day, same old format. But, you know, that's what happens. You do something for a couple of years, you kind of get in a rut a little bit. Thanks for watching, Robert. Mark Pedri, again, hope you're feeling better. Mike Matthews, thank you for reminding me to take a sip of my coffee right now. Jesse Freeman says, if silver doesn't turn into monetary metal, which I think it has divided from gold, what would price do? I think gold is a better place to be. Isn't silver turning into a commodity in the last 30 years? That's a tough question to Jet. I think, Jesse, silver, I like silver, and I'll tell you why. Got to have a strong stomach for it. There's a lot of manipulation, but when it finally turns, we've already broken the high in gold, I think, at least 3 times. We've only broken the high in silver 2 times, 2012 and 1980, I believe it was, $50 per ounce number. And we've yet to reach that number again. At $50 an ounce right now, that would be a double up for silver, and I can see silver getting to $50 an ounce, even higher, to be quite frank with you. I'm surprised it hasn't already, but again, not a monkey hammer in the gold and silver markets, as well as every other market out there. So, you know, again, don't let that disappoint you. If you don't play the game, you can't win, and if you know how the game is rigged, you are at a big advantage, and that's what I try to teach you here. Don't worry about it. Stack the stuff, stack physical, stay away from the paper assets. And at these levels, as long as you're not buying overpriced, overhyped nonsense like pre-1933 gold and some of the stuff that some of the online YouTubers huck out there, I think you're going to do fine. And I did a show on pre-1933 gold, in case you're wondering why I'm digressing a little bit. That stuff is a terrible deal. Don't buy any high premium stuff unless you're a collector. Coin collector, and then it's a totally different story. Thanks for watching, Jesse. Anthony Connor says, don't move to Virginia. They're destroying 100,000 acres of land in greedy counties to put in solar panel fields. Yeah, I don't plan on moving to Virginia, but I actually love Virginia. I've been there a couple times, quite a few times actually. It's a pretty country up there. Kind of shame, though. As I said, nothing wrong with the people in Virginia, nothing wrong with the land or the country or anything. The problem we got in this country, folks, is our politicians, our officials, and our media. There's nothing wrong with our Constitution. There's nothing wrong with our government. It's only the people that are running it is what we've got issues. And it's not just this administration. This has been going on for decades. You know, as I said, I think it's time that we take back our government and put back in a constitutional government like it should be and it always has been. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with that. Well, I think we've gotten through this show. Best deals out there, folks, right now are still any gold that you can buy and pay less than $100 premium. I'm going to go with $90 now. If you can pay $90 or less premium on gold items, you're okay with it. Just take your choice, whatever you want. I still think bars are a better deal. However, Krugerrands are within $5 of the price of bars right now. So if you can pick Krugerrands up for $5 more than the price of a regular gold bar, I'd go with the Krugerrand for the extra $5. And there's a couple of reasons for that. People are more retail people are more comfortable with Krugerrands and coins than they are bars. Even though the industry doesn't matter, for us it doesn't matter. But for $5 difference, I think right now Krugerrands are the best deal out there, even better than gold bars. And it's been a while since I said that, so I'm going to advise my local customers to buy KRs right now over bars. It's $5 difference. Again, I think the saleability and the comfort level is better for a lot of retail people for that $5 difference. As far as silver goes, the best deals out there are still I'm going to say 100-ounce bars are the best deal out there. Again, I've got a great deal on Britannias, man. You can buy them from me right now for the price of generics. Superb deal while I have them, while the supplies last. And I suspect that I'm going to tell everyone, try not to pay more than $4 per ounce for any silver. I mean, maples are probably closer to that $5 range, $4 to $5 range. That would maybe be okay. But if your silver eagles are still too expensive, wouldn't buy them. Stay the hell away from that stuff. If you're paying more than a $5 premium per ounce for any silver products, you are paying way too much. You are no longer a silver stacker. You're becoming a coin collector, or whatever you want to call it, a bar collector. So keep in that $5 or less range, and preferably right now, because you can, $4 or less. Premiums are very reasonable right now, folks. I'd recommend that, again, you buy this low premium stuff. Well, that's really about it. I'm a local dealer only, as I've said many, many times. I don't do any online business, so if you got any questions you want to buy from me, unless you live in my area, I can't help you. I'm really sorry about that. However, if you got questions or anything, please put it in the comments section. I'm pretty good at answering questions, and hey, I don't care where you live, across the world, wherever. I'm always willing to help other people out. I figure it comes back to me in some form, in some way. Good karma, perhaps. But no less, if you got questions, you don't live in my area, please feel free to leave it in comments. Meanwhile, for you new folks that aren't subscribed and haven't hit the like button, well, hit the like button anyway, even if you are subscribed. But I appreciate anybody that hits the subscribe button and anyone that shares my videos too. Hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.